Alright, so... I gotta admit, I don't like the fact that we have so many gas giants. I'm not gonna... It's not an issue, really, that we have... Oh, I did... Okay, at least I scanned one. Cool. Cool. Alright, so what's... Alright, so I've been thinking about 3D printers. This year has been the year I wanted to just, like, get into craft stuff, and I think 2024 is going to be the year I'm like, oh yeah, let's do it. Let's do more of it. There's many a thing I wanna look into. I can't remember how... This was a pretty cool planet. Let's just run around this planet for a little while, while I talk about things. While I talk about stuff. Ooh, let's try and get into the transition area here. Maybe get some screenshots. So yeah, I looked at. I've been looking at it. I think I found one that I like. Now, somehow they've managed to, the Ender 3 is like oh hey, this is a good starter one. It's pretty cheap, but I'm like, a cheap starter one is good, but like, what can we do better? So I've looked, I found a Soval SO6 or something like that. Let's see. Is there any clear change in the topography here? That looks interesting. Let's try and just get up on a mountain, I think. Oh, bounty hunters, cool. Because I know my first base I had on Eridani, which might show up in some episodes, I don't know. That might have some... Oh yeah. Let's get a good shot here. So the Soval SO6, the 06 or whatever, it's pretty much the biggest part about it that I like is that it's got a big printer base, which is nice in my mind because I think the largest thing I'd want to do is like 3D print a helmet for like cosplay or something. So like, or I guess a fursuit head base. But yeah. So I said the SO6 Plus, right? The SO6 Plus seems like would be good for that. Sorry. There's, I really do need to, get to level 100, because I think there's not, like, a huge amount of mods right now, right? But there are a few that I think could actually genuinely change how I view the game and kind of make it a little bit more exciting, and especially in considering that I love Star Citizen, and I'm not gonna like. You can't change my mind on that. Star Citizen is just great, absolutely grand, lovely.
Messing with the fleet? Your funeral.
I can't say! Just...
Idiot. Now look at you. Ah!
What was I gonna say?
You're mine.
Oh yeah, but yeah, I don't know. I mean, like, I don't know. It's just a thing of. It is also a thing, right? Of like, Starfield and Star Citizen are two different games. Trying to comparing them constantly is definitely not helping. Don't get me wrong, but it comes down to I like Star Citizen, and there's a lot of parts about Starfield that I not necessarily that I don't like RPGs, but there's definitely some things about RPGs that I could. I don't know, that I'm not, like, particularly doing this style of RPG. Okay, what the fuck do we got here? Disassembler, med theft. Oh, I got a decent amount of ammo for that. Let's play around with it a little bit. There are no enemies here. Oh, but there is this I gotta grab. Yeah, and I guess the big thing is though that yeah, this is a bit more stable of a game.
What?
The heck?
Very nice.
Big mistake!
I guess it is kind of, I don't know, it's just sad with the... I feel like if I grind in Star Citizen, it does feel like I'm doing more. Also, I do feel like, I don't know, casually going through one dungeon, I don't know. I wanted to get away from this just because, like, I don't know. I don't know. Maybe there's issues of self-doubt and all that. Of like, oh god, I don't know if I can do. Don't know if I can make interesting. I don't know if I can make the series as interesting as Dokapon. I don't know. I think I've mentioned it before. It's like, it's not really a huge issue. I think, but it's not nice. Also, a lot of the elements of Star Citizen is like, it's also a really interesting thing. I'm sure I've mentioned before ad nauseum. You know, the, like, part of Star Citizen... Ooh. Instigating, crippling was... Wait, holy shit, what was the other thing? Alright, hear me out here. Frenzy, small taste of frenzy, target. Oh my god! Oh my gosh! Okay, that's pretty good. There's part of I would have said 5 seconds ago that, like, you know, I don't know how much I really like the legendaries, you know, like the sort of modifier system. It's fine, and it's a video game. It's very gamey. But it is an interesting thing, and I think probably if I was gonna make a video game, I would probably make an RPG like it. I don't know, it'd be like, I don't know. I don't know if I would say the game I would make would be halfway between Star Citizen and Starfield. I don't know. Probably not inaccurate, though. But yeah, it's definitely a whole deal. Sorry, I felt like I was going to talk more about the 3D printer thing. I don't know. Did find out some interesting things. You know, there is one really weird thing, actually. There's a material called UHMWPE, Ultra High Molecular Weight, polyethylene, I think, which is the closest thing to plasteel we have. It's got high tensile strength. It's got high tensile strength comparable to steel. The problem it has is that it has a relatively low melting point. And apparently, and I don't understand this, so it has a relatively low melting point, at like 130 degrees Celsius, which is a lot, but also, like, well, I don't know, if we're talking about it, like, in terms of, like, maybe armor, like, to the point where actually genuinely thermal attacks could, reasonable thermal attacks, like incendiary, well, I don't know, it's also a weird thing in my mind of, like, oh, like, as a combat armor material, it seems like a potentially great thing, and I think it is in some applications used as, you know, armor, but, like, well, if you're gonna get hit by a flamethrower, and the armor is just gonna melt off, like, if you're gonna get hit with a flamethrower, your armor melting off is probably the least of your concerns. But also, you know, definitely, like, yeah, there's some problems with that. Also, apparently, though, it's such a low melting point. Well, you don't want it to... It's such a low melting point as opposed to other printable materials that, like, you can't, that it actually is, like, would cause problems if you tried to 3D print it. I don't understand that, because presumably you could maybe, I don't know, the article just did not, it was like, oh, it has too low of a melting point, it's gonna, like, you know, if you try to use it in a regular 3D printer with regular temperatures, it's gonna, like, destroy the molecular cohesion of the thing or whatever. And, like, yeah, okay, but just don't use as high of a temperature? Like, what's the problem there? And I don't know. I would guess it's also, like, a thing of manufacturing it as filament. I don't know, that might be a problem, I don't know. I'm not a material scientist, I just find it interesting. I just think it's neat. I don't know why I picked up those guns. I don't know why I picked up the Tonto, actually. I want to have a full auto version of the Maelstrom, but who knows. Why did I pick up the foam cup? I don't know. And a crushed one at that. Oh my god. I think that's it for this. Yeah, I'll level up next episode. So yeah, until next time, have a good day, great day, even. Ciao skis.